What's going on, drivers? Welcome back to another run with ATS here. Got everything, well, almost everything, updated to 1.2. That came out on Monday, was it? Yeah, Monday. And spent the night and was trying to go through different mods, what worked, what didn't. And I thought I had it all figured out. Get on the day, getting ready to do an episode, record this, and all the trucks have red wheels. Yeah, that's not good. So my rundown here, I'll go through all this here in a minute. Today, right now, I'm going to discuss what we're hauling. It's a 40-foot container, leaving the Walmart. And let's see. Oh yeah, I got to bring this back up. It's got a load of sugar, 27,000 pounds, going to Eddie's down all the way down there in San Diego. We're currently in Fresno, so straight shot all the way down. Wow, this head tracker is really all over the place. Maybe a little too touchy. But anyway, let me get on the road here. I have made some changes to the truck. I am now running an 18 speed. And as you can see here, let me get back down to the first. Low, and then okay, and then there's one low, two, or one high, so on and so forth. So, gonna take a little getting used to this, because that's the high as it goes. Right there is 8 high. Nope. There we go. Let's try out in 3. So hopefully these containers here don't act like they do in real life, where they're very tippy. They're weeble wobble trailers. They're horrible. I mean, and right now, looking at the tires on the trailer, those aren't normal container tires. Those are normal truck tires. And those of us who have been on the road and have paid attention to these 40-footers, they do not have regular truck tires on them most of the time. They are some cheapy, look at me wrong and I'm gonna blow crap tire. So I have more faith in bicycle tires with my fat ass sitting on the seats than I do with these tires on the back of these trucks. But we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, 1.2 came out, and I got home from work and went right away to work, getting mods updated and seeing what was broken and what wasn't. And fortunately, it looked like a good deal of my mods were not broken. My main concern, though, was the truck, was this Peterbilt 389. Knowing that 1.2 broke the version 1.12 of the Peterbilt 389 that I currently have. So the directions for upgrading to the new version, the 0.13, is that you must sell your 0.12 version Peterbilt and then repurchase this one. Well, you know, as we all know, as I just said again, 1.2 came out and I could not do that. The game would crash every time I tried. I tried going back to an older version. No go on that one either. I would get incompatible version and it wouldn't even let me load the profile in. So a little bit of a screw up on my part. I probably shouldn't have loaded the game. I probably should have went backwards first and then tried to, access my profile to sell everything. So here I am right away thinking, crap, I just lost my truck and everything else I had going on it, and I'm screwed. I got lucky. I wasn't screwed. Put in the 1.13 version, deactivated 0.12, activated 0.13, go into the game, and my truck is sitting there. Slightly different than what it originally was. It went from being a day cab to a sleeper, and a couple of other things had changed on it, but for the most part, the truck was still there, intact, which I was very pleased about. And so I ended up spending about $25,000 in the market rebuilding the truck and getting it back to what I have here. Now, I do have the 6x4 lowered frame, and I thought I had the long frame on the other one, and when I put it on here, holy crap, it looked like it was twice as long as the truck. And so I went with a regular, well, it's not a regular frame, but it's a regular long frame. I don't know if there is such a thing. It just says 6x4 lowered. And so the truck is still fairly long, as if you took the sleeper off of it. But, I mean, the original, the other one, the long frame, had those rear drive wheels all the way back there by the dolly, by the feet. And to me, that was just too damn long. I mean, no, that ain't gonna work, so maybe I'll try it again in the future, but all I can say is I'm happy I was able to luck out. Now, as for what was going on today, now last night everything worked fine. I did a run from Fresno to San Rafael, hauled a Wabash trailer. Everything went fine. I log in today, getting ready to record, and all the tires are red. So, doing a search, and everything came up as one of the mods I have is outdated, and it's broken. Okay, fine. Downside is I had a lot of mods in here, and even though I ended up disabling everything except for the Peterbilt here, and this is one that this Peterbilt I downloaded off of Steam. I didn't download this off of a website. This is off of Steam itself. So I kept this one active, deactivated everything else, still had red wheels. Oh, son of a bitch. And I'm getting more and more annoyed about it all. And so finally, okay, screw it. And I took out all the mods out of the folder. All gone. Red wheels disappeared. So one by one, I had to reactivate all these different mods. And I activated all the Steam ones I first downloaded. I think I've got engine sounds in there. I've got company logos. I've got, of course, this Pete, the class, fuel price, and a couple others. And so far, so good. Everything worked. Started doing a couple others. Jazzy Cat actually updated all his stuff too. So if you guys don't know about that, check it out. Jazzy Cat updated a lot of his mods, and he actually has his own trailers and cargo pack as well. I didn't notice any in the job market, but I don't know exactly what to be looking for. How can I tell what's his and what's not? But I do have a couple others in here. I've got a gooseneck trailer. Let's see. I got the Wabash in here. I'm just kind of glancing off to the side here on my other screen of what I have. I've got his trailers and cargo pack. I've got... that looks like it's in here a couple different times. No, that's a different one. Let's see. Yeah, he also has an AI truck traffic, as well as an AI car. He had like 4 or 5 different ones posted, so check him out. Always good work out of him. Never had any issues with any of his mods, and I would probably, aside from Viper, who makes this truck here, I think Jazzy Cat really has some good stuff, and it's well worth the download. If you're not going to download anything else, do yourself a favor and get yourself some Jazzy Cat AI traffic and truck traffic mods. So, with all that said, everything's working for now, and the pain in the ass part of it was just activating or deactivating the mods in the mod loader wasn't enough. I actually had to close the game and then reopen it, start it up again, and that was the only way for me to really know if there were any issues. Finally came down to a standalone trailer pack with 60 plus skins. That was the culprit that was giving me red wheels. I don't know if any others are going to give me red wheels. I haven't gone through all of my mods. I know some of them are not ready for 1.2, so I'm not going to bother with a lot of them. But So far, so good. Fontaine, I've got the Fontaine Phantom flatbed pack. That's Solaris reworked, and that one seems to be working just fine. In fact, there's a trailer right now. Oh, and there's a shoulder. So, all systems go. So far, no issues, as you guys can see yourselves. But when you start playing with mods, you know, this is kind of how it goes. I mean, you gotta trial and error it, and I would say I spent about an hour and a half going through everything, adding one file at a time. And right now, in the mods folder, aside from the ones from Steam, which probably are about 8 or 9, I've got 8. So I'm probably running about anywhere from 15 to 20 mods right now. And the trailer ones, I usually go back and forth as far as what I'm going to activate and what I don't. I don't always have them going. I still need to add my 20-foot containers in here, the 2-axle, and then the 3-axle 20-foot containers. I tested them out last night. They work. So, and they do replace a couple of the new mail. Why do they want? Let me guess. They want to give me more money. They do replace the. I think it's Tesla now with this name change. The twin containers that will come out of those on the gooseneck trailer. Now, the downside with losing that standalone skin pack or trailer pack is that I lose out on a lot of different trailers, like that quick run I did that had the Landstar trailer. No more. So I've got to find a mod that's going to work, that's going to give me some more variety. Because right now the Wabash ones are just straight up plain. Which are, you know, it's okay for a couple trailers here and there, but all of them, no. I need to see some company names. And it's unfortunate because the Warner Enterprises one, that looked pretty nice. As well as a couple others. Let's get another outside view. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Can I do it in third person? I am horrible at steering in third person. Yeah, this container pack also has multiple containers, so you're not just stuck with this one. I forget off the top of my head. I mean, basically, you've seen these going down the road, so you can get an idea of what the container names you're going to see. Oh, wait. I just remembered something, too. With that 1.2 update, something else now works. There she is. Oh, you're not gonna make it, are you? Nope, you're already wedged up against it. Oh, come on, I didn't stall it. Okay, here we go again. Normally they're not this difficult to get into. There we go. We're in now. 63,000 pounds is what I weigh. Yeah, I think that's about right. I remember working at the Clark truck stop at the fuel desk, and I think it was $6 or $12. But then again, this was like 1999, 2000. Man, my chair's sliding all over the damn place. I hate wheels on hardwood. Now if they can just make separate truck pumps instead of having a diesel right there with the rest of the cars. So there you go. With 1.2, the CAT scales now work. What the purpose is of them, I don't know. I have not seen anything on that. I mean, I don't think there was anything in the release notes for this update. You know, it'd be nice if, say you were to jump on one of those CAT scales and weigh yourself, you know, then maybe the game, you know, when you go past a scale, it does not pull you in because you've already weighed, you're already good to go. Unfortunately, it does not work like that in the real world, but here in the game, maybe they could do something like that, because people hate going through scales anyway. Then again, most of the time from what I've seen, a lot of people blow right by them on multiplayer, so why wouldn't they do it and do the same thing in single player? Me, on the other hand, no. I get pulled into a scale, I'm going into a scale. And speaking of multiplayer, I guess they still haven't updated the 1.2. As of today, I saw a Twitter post about that, and I just kind of shook my head. I mean, beta has been out for how long? I mean, we're talking, what, a month? And they still don't have anything ready for it. Now, I don't know if these guys over there are part-timers or if they do any of this full-time, you know, if they're going to work and doing this when they get home like I do with this. But, I mean, come on. Everyone else is already on. How did I get in? Did I accident? There we go. I was in 5th, but it says I was in 4th. I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of weak, really. Others have already updated their mods, and some of the mods are pretty big mods, like the map packs and whatnot. They've already updated, ready for 12, and here these guys are, they haven't, they're not even ready. And I know I do have a couple of multiplayer videos up. It's not something I see myself playing very often. Quite honestly, I do not care for the multiplayer aspect of this game. For me, I find it unacceptable that we're not allowed to have mods on there of any kind. Any kind. These guys for ETS had a winter mod included with their pack when you download it. I mean, you gotta remember that also, this is not FCS software, this is a mod that you download to play multiplayer with. So if these guys can sit there and make this mod so you can play this game online, add their own mod into it for the winter mod so you can have winter weather or winter roads or whatever, but then have the nerve to sit there and say, well, we don't add mods, we don't want to add mods because it's too much of a pain in the ass. And one guy even said, well, it'll make the file too big. You're adding a 389, a couple of sound mods, and maybe a trailer pack, and that's it. You guys have seen the size of these files. They're not that big. So where does that thought process come in saying, well, that it would be too big? And on top of that, oh, there's that gooseneck shiny thing. You know, like, and they don't want to deal with the modders, the guys who are making these things. I guarantee you, you're going to have people out there who make mods that people enjoy using that are going to be more than willing to go ahead and, you know, hey, you can add this. I mean, look on the forums, I'm sure you'll find posts from people who have said that. I mean, whatever it is, you know, I've heard different stories, but to me, it's just plain laziness. That's all it is. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want the headache that it might cause. They don't want to deal with any of it. They're happy with what they have, and that's that. And, you know, more power to them. If that's what they're happy with, that's fine. But at least say, hey, we're happy with what we have. Don't sit there and try to think of every other excuse under the sun saying, oh, well, we're protecting others' computers so they don't crash. You guys beta tested the hell out of the multiplayer to make sure people's computers didn't crash. So, you know, you're going to sit there and say you're protecting others? You're going to beta test it anyway. And on top of that, you know the mod's going to work. You're not just going to throw it in there and say, here, go play. And not everyone's going to use it as well. So, you know, I just don't... I fail to understand why. Which is why I really don't have much of any kind of interest at all playing that game. Playing this game on multiplayer. But I have also heard a rumor that SCS is planning on making their own multiplayer, that they're not happy with Truckers MP. It was nice for a while, but now they want to kind of do their own thing and take control of it their own. And you know what? Great. Awesome. I'm on board with that. What, these guys just going around in a circle? Because that's all it is. It's just a circle. Yep, there they go. Round in a circle. Okay. I mean, I've heard of getting paid by the mile, but... Now, of course, some of the things I've talked about here today could be completely wrong about, like, these guys with Truckers MP and their online. And, you know, why they do things and why they don't do things. I could be completely wrong, and in which case I do apologize for that. But from what I have seen, you know, this is... From what I have seen and from what I've been told and what I've heard, you know, that's pretty much it. And that is what I take from it. That is my opinion I have taken from that. You know, everyone else is this is not working out well, trying to turn my head while doing all this. You know, everyone else is going to take their own opinion from, you know, whatever I've said and whatever they've seen themselves. Oh yeah. This head bobbing thing is not gonna work out too well for me. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I do have skilled parking on now. I was probably cutting the wheel too early too, or too much. Let's just hope I don't ding into a car like I did at the dealership one time. I had to go down the side of the building to get to where I needed to go, and they had a car parked right there, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I can just weasel right in. So I'm too busy looking out one side, and I crank the wheel hard over, and just as I'm coming back to look out the driver's side, crash. And I put the left front tire right into the freaking grill of the car that was parked there. I'm gonna hit that. Yes, I am. Damn it, damn it, damn it. was gonna hit that curb. Dan. Oh, guess what? Pull right over here. Oh, wrong way. A little bit of curbage. Never hurt anyone. Well, here's where the fun begins. Yeah, that ain't gonna work either. Now that I'm straight, though. Oh boy. I hope I'm not the only one that has an issue at places like this. But you know what, though? Sometimes I can pull it off, no problem. And then there's times like this where it's nothing but a cluster. And what I probably should have done is pulled in and gone over there to the side lot and did a donut there. Nope, I'm not going to do the easy part. Yeah, that was jacked up. Come on, turn over, turn over. No, I can only straighten out. There we go. Wow, that was just... Oh, I can see the amount of thumbs down I'm gonna get on this one. You let us down, Casket. We thought you were a pro. We thought you had skill. You can't do jack. I honestly have no idea why I'm having such a hard time with this one. Alright. I have to take a page out of Full Tilt. Screw it. Third person. Nope, that is not acceptable enough for me. Well, if I was getting points for this backup job, I would have failed a long time ago. There we go. That'll work. So, there we go. Took long enough, but finally here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something too. Take a look at those wheel spikes now. This is part of the 1.2 update as well. You can change your hub nuts, the lug nut covers, as well as the hub caps. So I was able to get the spiked wheels, or the spiked wheel nuts, the covers for those. There were a couple new changes with this version 1.13 as well. So a couple more options you have on here, like that super long chassis, for instance. I did lose a couple of rim combinations though, but I think that might have been a mod I had originally installed. So the main thing here was when SCS put that lug nut and hub changer in here, that really jacked with a lot of stuff for people. So that really messed up a lot of mods. But fortunately here with 1.13, no issues, looking beautiful and sounding beautiful too. So that Cummins N14 working nicely, and with this Eaton Fuller 18 speed, still getting used to the high-low aspect of it. I prefer the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, and so on. I don't really like the high-low 1, 2, 3, 4 high-low stuff. That never really liked that. So as you saw me, I was skipping gears all over the place, and that's probably the way it's going to stay as long as I've got this version of the 18 speed in there. So that is it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Of course, hit that like button if you did, and stay tuned for more. So until then, drive safe.